Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to Geeks Reads. Today we're going to talk about Child of a Mad God by R.A. Salvatore, an image of which you will see here. Salvatore is best known, I think, for his Drizzt Dourdan novels in the Forgotten Realms fantasy setting. I really enjoyed a lot of those, but I kind of fell off. I kind of lost interest in the characters. I think it went on too long. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about this book. This book centers around three characters. A young girl, Eowyn, who is part of the Uskar tribe and a mountain lakeside valley area. A young warrior in her tribe, whose name I can't remember, who is very cruel and lusts for power, hides his ambitions well until he takes the opportunity to achieve them. And a young trader named Talmage, who comes to the region once a year to trade with the local lakeside villages. And the story basically follows the lives of these three protagonists. And it's kind of slow-paced, which is okay, but it's odd for a fantasy novel. There's not a lot of action. There is some. There's a big climatic battle at the end. But it's mostly the lives of these three people unfolding. It's about Eowyn as a young girl of the Uskar tribe. The women of their tribes tend to be witches. Not all of them, but the ones who are witches tend to be somewhat privileged, although that privilege is taken advantage of. The women are expected to serve the men. The witches are supposed to use their power to enhance the fighting prowess of their fighting men. And the lives of the women in the tribe are very brutal. The Uskar tribe is very brutal. They regularly raid the surrounding lakeside villages. The Uskar live up in the mountains, come down to the lakeside valley to raid all the villages that surround the lake. There's like 10 different tribes that live on the lake. And the Uskar basically just descend from the mountains whenever they feel like it. Killing, stealing, looting, pillaging, raping, taking slaves, whatever. Do they take slaves? I'm not sure. They do occasionally take prisoners, but usually it's only women. They are brutal people. And Eowyn slowly learns just how hard her life is going to be. And she is headstrong and willful, and she's allowed a bit of leeway because she is the most talented and powerful young witch that her tribe has seen in generations. So she's coddled a bit at the beginning, but that doesn't last. The young warrior, who I think his name is Talon, but I'm not positive because I don't remember very well. I did try to look through the book to remember it, but he's not as much of a big character, so I'm not sure if I've got his name right. He is basically greedy, cruel, sadistic. He sees Eowyn's growing strength, wants it for himself, wants her for himself and her power to subjugate and abuse. As he becomes a more respected and powerful member of the tribe, his ambitions, I don't know if they grow, but he's got ambitions, man. And then Talmage is a pleasant young man, which is quite a contrast to life in the Uskar tribe. He comes to the lakes once a year, doesn't make a lot of friends, keeps to himself, pleasant enough. You find out a bit as time goes on why he keeps to himself, but a lot of it, or some of it, is that people from outside, like he comes to village with things to trade, takes things back to civilization. He trades mostly in furs, leathers, hides, but also the lake has a lot of freshwater oysters and clams, and subsequently a lot of freshwater pearls can be gotten here. The villagers have no use for them, so he basically takes them with him when he leaves to trade for things. He's not a greedy person. He doesn't want wealth or power. He could make a fortune, but he's happy just doing his thing. He likes trading, he likes traveling around, he likes meeting people. And people keep trying to take this from him in pursuit of their own profit. And so he makes very few friends. In spite of the fact that he really likes these people that live around the lake. Things do come to a head. All three of these pieces come together. There's another running theme that runs a bit through this. So there is a demon that lives on the mountain that periodically comes out and kills people, devours them, takes them back to his cave. So that's part of the story as well. And then there's also part of the climactic battle at the end. Or maybe not the end. There's a section, the last couple of chapters of the book take place far away in civilization. There's been some kind of rebellion. And that bit at the end is like you don't see the rebellion, you see the aftermath. There's some monks and priests who are trying to deal with the aftermath of whatever rebellion or whatever fight happened. No idea what's going on there. Initially, I was very confused. I kind of bought this. This book is actually a spin-off. Salvatore actually has another series in the same universe. This is a complete spin-off. I had no idea existed. I bought this book on a whim because I had a gift card. But they're not connected. This is a completely separate spin-off. As far as I can tell, it has no real connection to whatever the other story is. So you don't need to read the other books to understand this one or to get a hold of it. I may pick it up, not sure. I have bought the other book, the second book in this series, but I haven't read it yet. I actually read this several months ago. I just hadn't reviewed it here. But it's, it gets dark. It really does. When I say the Uskar are brutal people, there are things I'm not going to discuss here on the internet. YouTube might censor my video or take it down if I discussed just how brutal the Uskar are to women especially. I think you can infer what I mean when I say that. It is not good. Not good at all. And I found it not difficult to read, but I think it's well written. I've read some of Salvatore's other books outside of the Drizzt Do'Urden books. Like I said, I kind of lost interest in the characters. I think it went on too long. I've read some of his non-Forgotten Realms books, non-Drizzt books, and they were okay. I didn't hate them, but they weren't, they didn't, well, for my complete inability to discuss how they made me feel, obviously they were just I thought they were kind of mediocre. Far better than anything I could have written, but this is well written. This really is. I mean, it's chunky. It's 600 plus pages. When you include the extra stuff, the extra side story in the end. I don't know if that's going to ever play a part in the future books. This is a well-written book. It is good. It's a lot darker than I'm used to. And I think because the darkness went on for a while, that kind of brutal misogyny towards women. And I don't think it's gratuitous. I don't think Salvatore is being a misogynist. I think he's just written a very brutal, harsh culture and done such a good job of it that it made it disturbing to read. I will eventually get to the other book in the series. I probably should do it after. I'm reading another book right now, but I've got so many books to read. I have enough books to read that will probably keep me busy for the next. If I read them diligently like I used to before the internet happened, it would probably still take me 3 or 4 months to read through all the books I've got in my to-do pile. So I will get to the other book. But my recommendations for this is that it is a good book. Just be prepared that the Uskar do not treat women well. And take that for what it is. But good book. always, thanks for watching. As always, if you like my crap, why do you like my crap? Go watch my other crap. I won't ask you to, but people seem to expect me to. And self-deprecation is part of my own special brand. Until next time, good hunting.